when we grow up, we always think also about the kind of person we're looking for. But it's also important to ask yourself, am I growing to become the right person for somebody else? It's very easy to say, I want this, I like this, I don't like this. It's like buying vegetable, in the market. I want the best one. But the question is that then are you a nice fruit yourself?
It's like, are you deserving of that?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's important, especially in your growing up years, to really focus on self-development. Because it's only when you are a very amazing person, then you will attract a very amazing person. And I think that's very real.
Welcome everybody, welcome to the PG13 podcast. I'm your main host Shion.
I'm Navya.
I'm Cherie.
And I'm Jasper.
And today we have a special guest.
I'm Miss Gwen.
And today is also our 10th episode, so it's a little anniversary. Yes, all of our effort. So today we'll be talking about relationship and dating. And I'm gonna start the ball rolling here. So may I ask Navya, why are you here today?
I feel like it's a very hot topic. And before I am sitting here I was super confident about this topic. But then now that I'm here, I feel quite flustered. Yeah, and I also feel that I have certain opinions that I want to say, hoping that the audience will understand. Do not treat your school relationships like a fling. That's what I want to say.
Whoa.
For me, I'm here because ever since I joined the podcast team, I've been wanting to do this topic because I find it very interesting and I could share some of my opinions on it as well.
For me, I am forced by this too. But I mean, on the real note, it is a very big part of our life. And I think at this age, right, we are quite into this topic. So I think it's quite important for us, and I'm here lah, sitting. Miss Gwen?
I'm here today because one day I was just having lunch with Mr. Tan and he invited me here on the show because he believed I have rich experiences to share in this area. So
Okay, so I joined this episode because I found the topic very based on varieties, a lot of things to talk about. So it's very fun to share things on a very big topic around the world actually. So yeah, that's why I came to join.
So the variety is very rich.
Yeah, variety
on
is
the topic.
rich.
Okay, so to start on our main topic, I'm gonna ask you all a question to start the podcast officially. So, what is your opinions on relationship in schools? Someone can start.
I think it's cute. So the other day there was this couple that was dating, and I was rooting for them for quite some time. I was like, they're going to be so cute together. And then after 3 days or 5 days, they were like, this couple broke up. I was so heartbroken. It's like I was shipping the two of them. Like, oh my god, y'all are so cute. And suddenly they just broke up. And I'm like, wow, that was fast. Yeah, I think it's cute as long as you know how to maintain it. Even on social media, it was a trend to come to a secondary school and propose. All those kind of long-lasting things. We think that it's a fairy tale, but it can actually happen if you put in the effort.
It's a very good trend. But do you know the reason why they break up?
I don't know, but if it's something good for them, then sure, go ahead and break up, I guess.
I mean, yeah. But it's very
heartbroken.
surprisingly short. My opinion on relationship is basically commitment. So you are basically gonna give that person special care and special love. You're gonna spend more time with he or she. And I think relationship can last forever, no matter what obstacles you face.
he's a real romantic. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, just now you asked about what we think about relationship in school. I think looking back, I mean, I'm married and I have 3 kids now. But looking back, I feel that actually dating in school, while yes, there's a possibility it could last for years, But really,
Mm.
those are the exceptions rather than the rule. And that's true, right? So I think back those moments when, I was distracted.
Mm.
Relationships in school is just a distraction. Because when I look back, I feel I was never ready to date anyway. It was all just kind of like a, sorry, it sounds so like what, right? But it's true, I feel like I wasted time, that's one. And I wasted love, Yeah, so some people say the YOLO thing, but I think some things, there is a time and season for it. This is just my opinion. Yeah, that actually dating later in life, or I felt that my relationships when I was older were much more meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about meaningful relationship, there's also something called like date to marry. I'm not sure if anyone of you have heard about it.
Yeah,
Date
heard
to
of it.
marry.
Nope.
Anyone know?
Explain.
Okay, so basically date to marry, I was browsing the web and I saw this opinion or something called date to marry. It was interesting. So I decided to read on it. And it's basically how you date because you have the mindset that, okay, I see a future with this person. So I really want to give my unconditional love to this person. So that's the kind of like thing date to marry is. I feel like if people have this date to marry mindset, maybe there'll be less heartbreaks in this relationship thing. Yeah, that's the kind of mindset I have now.
Oh,
So I don't think I'll be in a relationship anytime soon. Yes.
we will see in the future.
What?
We will see.
What?
We will see.
We
will
will
see.
We will see, right? Okay.
My opinion on relationship dating in school is, I guess to date in school is for opportunity to nurture your character with someone you be passionate about and want to be with, and it's also a chance to change your life, because I think relationships can make a really difference in your life. So once you take the step forward to actually engage in someone with more extra care, like Shion said, I think it helps you motivate yourself most of the time. If you're sad, there's someone to be with you. And I think it's a big part of school, but it's also you need to prioritize sometimes, studies and relationships, maintain others. Yeah.
Something can take a lot of time.
Yeah, it definitely needs a lot of time.
Not just time, it's heart and mental space,
It's
data
everything.
space. Yeah.
For me, dating in school, sometimes I can see it as like a motivation. Like maybe because of this person, it'll make me want to work harder.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with her. I would actually want to improve myself for the person.
Yeah.
It's actually important to be with someone that helps you to grow. I think that's true. And I think that's why I married my husband.
Wow.
Yeah, because I felt like previously when I dated other guys before him or explored, sometimes they're very nice to you. Like some guys, I mean, they're nice to you, right? Like flowers, everything, because they like you, but it doesn't mean necessarily that the person make you a better person, And I think, that's very important. It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about the love in our school, have you all ever felt, do you all know the difference between infatuation and love? Real love.
Maybe infatuation is like because of physical appearance, you find this person be your type, and it's not really real love. It's more like fake love, cause I guess higher chances, like this person could be mean or anything. But I think real love is more like you like a personality, and I think that increases the chances of the relation lasting longer. Yeah.
I see. In my opinion, I think infatuation takes place a lot in our school. Yes. We judge based on looks. And basically when we see this person as cute or attractive, basically the love will grow, and then our mind will somehow eliminate the bad things about it.
The love is blind thing lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think real love rarely happens in our school. It's mostly infatuation, in my opinion.
I think I've noticed that time when I saw someone good looking, at first I thought like, oh, okay. But then I realized that I kept Like I didn't notice his red flags.
The personality.
Yeah, that boy was
That
a
man.
No, it's a boy. Same age. That boy was a walking red flag. No. Yeah, I didn't realize it at first. Until I saw them, I was like, oh wow.
The true colours.
Yeah, I didn't expect it at all.
Okay, basically it's like when it comes to infatuation, maybe it's like you just have taken an interest in the person, but you have mistaken it for like a stronger feeling, which is like love lah. So it's like you say, oh, I love this person, then like maybe your friends will like ask you, oh, why do you like this person and stuff, and then it's like you
Cannot really say.
you can't really say.
Yeah, you can't
you
really
say maybe
say.
it's like, oh, cause they are cute and stuff like
And then
that.
stop down there.
Yeah. So that's infatuation. Then like Jasper said, love is more of their like personality, and you really love them for who they are and stuff.
To me, actually a lot of love relationships can start off as infatuation.
Oh.
I mean, I think so. Yeah, because to begin with, in a sense, that process of falling in like or falling in love, it's a mixture of many things and chemicals mostly in your brain. So it's quite natural to be attracted to the person either for personality or looks. Actually, to me, they're not very different. Yeah, because I think that personality is still a pretty superficial thing. Actually, what is deeper is whether your values and that person values actually connect. And I think that would be someone that I chose correctly to marry, you know. And so I think it's a combination of factors, but I think more than anything, infatuation definitely fades, you know. Love will also fade if you don't make a commitment, which is what he said earlier, right? And a decision to water it every day, like plant. So just now you talk about like the question of dating, the one that we struck out. But I wanted to say, actually, for me, dating is a lifetime thing. You don't stop dating just because you're married. My husband and I go for weekly dates as far as possible.
Aww.
Yeah, this is the time to go. Aww. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, to this day, am I infatuated with him? I would like to say yes, and that's because we try to put in effort to keep the love alive. And I think, I think
That's sweet.
yes, we are.
Wholesome.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I find like older people being in love, like grandparents.
Yeah.
Like
That's
they're
very
all super
sweet.
cute.
Yeah.
Like they're always fighting, but somehow they still care about each other.
Yes.
Like
yes.
even my grandma went to the point of saying like, your grandfather, I don't trust him, so useless. Then the next day I saw that when one of them injured or anything, right, they immediately go and tend to them and everything.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very like cold-hearted at the same time.
Which is why there's this quote that says you like because, but you love in spite of. Yeah. So I think, long term of marriage, it's really like that, because you will discover more and more things that, why like that one? Last
But
time
somehow
I
it's
thought
still
you
like
like that. Yeah, but
You still like
you
them.
make a choice, right? Yeah.
My English a bit the weak, but what does the quote mean again?
Can someone help him?
Wait, what was it again?
No, I said that you like because, so you like a person for many reasons, right? I like the hair, I like the face, I like the this, I like the that, right? But you love in spite of.
Oh, so despite the bad
Yeah,
stuff
despite all the
and
bad
everything,
things, you still love the person. So
Oh.
love becomes a choice. It's a deeper thing than like.
See.
Yeah. Can ready? Okay.
I was enlightened.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay. So what is your love language? What is your preferred love language?
Wait, what are the 5 again? There are 5, I think.
Physical touch,
Right.
quality time,
Mm.
gift giving, acts of service, and words of affirmation.
Okay, I will start first. I think after I heard your choices, I prefer physical touch.
What do you think before she stated the choices?
What do you mean?
As in, you said after you heard the choices. Do you have a
'cause
different?
I didn't know what love language was.
Oh.
I didn't know.
There's a
there
test,
was
you know,
a
there's a
choice.
test.
Yeah. There's a test.
There's a test?
Yeah.
I will try it out
You
later.
can do it after this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think personally I prefer physical touch. Because when you hug someone or you hold hand, it creates the feeling of warmth, feeling of comfort, like you're being protected by he or she. Yeah, so I think I more or less prefer physical touch. But I shall do the test later.
Yeah. Not the actual test. Okay, sorry.
What?
Mine is I took the test and my top 2 was physical touch and quality time.
But
I think I really like quality time a lot.
do you agree? Quality time.
Quality time and physical touch.
So the test was true.
Yeah.
Tell me the website later.
Oh, okay. I send you. Basically, quality time. I feel like it's very. How do I say this? I really treasure time together. I feel like over anything, even though physical touch was probably the first thing, right? I still think quality time is still very important. Physical touch, I'm not too sure. I don't mind giving like physical touch, but when it comes to receiving, right? I feel like I need to take some time. Like I really need to know you and really need to trust you. Then only I'll let you come, like, even near me. That kind of a thing.
Oh wow.
I don't know.
Oh wow, that's
No, I feel like that's for like yeah, as in, but I think when I'm out with my friends who are female, we're always holding hands, so it's fine. I'm okay with that aspect, but when it comes to actually in a relationship, it's gonna take me very long to actually warm up to a person, or even open up when I want to talk to them. I feel I'll still hide things. Yeah.
So your first choice is quality time.
Yeah, I still like quality. I still prefer quality time. over
Memories.
everything. Yeah, also because I really got nothing else to do. So just spend time with them.
For me, when I took the test, my first 2 was quality time and physical touch.
same as well.
Yeah. So it's like basically for me, I think it's like spending time with like my significant other would be important. It's like maybe as we spend time, we could like hug or something, cuddle and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah.
I wanna feel cuddling one day.
It's okay, I use my soft toy every day. It's fun. No, legit, I'm not joking. It's fun.
For me, I think I'll agree with Navya and Cherie. I think I'll mix a bit between physical touch and quality time. But for me, if you really ask me honestly, I'll prefer quality time. Like, you can spend time together like a lot, but play games, watch movies and all that. Then I guess eating food together and having family dining. Then all this can be compiled into an album, and then it makes it kind of cute and everything.
Why are you all
Yeah.
romantics?
I thought I read too much fan fiction already.
Yeah.
Can make the book name and all the different things.
Personally, I read a lot of romance stuff like
Yeah.
visual novels.
Yeah, I think even when I play games, it's all romantic. And then halfway through playing the game, I'm like, so it's cringy.
That's why all of you are here lah. You picked this.
Yeah,
I said him.
except something. Yeah.
That's why he hasn't done the test. Okay. I did mine quite a number of years ago, but I think it's still quite accurate. I also read the book actually. Gary Chapman, 5 Languages of Love.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was trying to recall. Mine is definitely words of affirmation. Yeah, I like to be praised. So sometimes I'll go to my husband and say, did I do a good job? He just look at me and say, stop fishing for... Did I do a good job? Yes, you did a good job. Yeah, so I think also it's related to how I grew up. I think my mom was a very typical Asian mother. Why only 95 marks What happened to the other 5 marks What happened
Yes,
You know, that kind of thing. So I think it's also how we grew up also forms our love language. So I grew up craving a lot of affirmation, I think. So I think quite interesting.
I think I grew up craving for time with my family. I still do but maybe that's why my love language is still quality time. I think as for words of affirmation, right, I don't vibe with it as much because for me, I don't trust the person's genuinely complimenting me. I know you don't trust that. They're just saying it because they want to be nice. They just want to be nice, that's all. I don't actually trust. And also, previously I had this friend who was super close to me. We met when we were like P5. P5 I was very extroverted. So I randomly said hi to him at the bus stop. My friends were all like, you should go say hi to him. He looks like the type of friend that you would want. So I just went to say hi and then we became friends. So every time he complimented, every time he said that you did a good job, I actually didn't believe him. I was like, you're lying. You're just saying it because you're trying to be nice.
So full of distrust.
It's like, you're saying it because your mother is here. I don't trust you. That kind of a thing. Yeah.
I think what's interesting about love language thing when I read the book was that he talked about how the way we want to be loved, it's together. So the way we show love will be the way we want to be loved. But when 2 people are together, it may not be compatible. So for example, I'm words of affirmation, but my husband is definitely acts of service. So one thing he does for me every single night is that he makes sure I have warm water beside my bed. So that's how he's sweet. But to be honest, I think after a while, I kind of take it for granted. But when I say it, people will usually, aww, you get your own water? You know, but it's just something sweet that he does, doing something that actually I can do on my own, right? So that's his love language. But then when I affirm him, I see he's not very bothered by it. But I think when I do something for him, then I see that he really, so sometimes when you have a different love language from the person you're with, then you kind of have to adjust because you have to show love in a way that means something to them. Yeah.
So I guess relationship also requires like adjusting for each other. You know?
Yeah. How would you want to confess to your crush? Or how do you want your crush to confess to you? Vice versa.
I think genuine confession.
But you won't believe.
That's the thing. I don't believe anything. That's the thing. I think it's gonna take very long. I feel like if I meet someone recently, and then you suddenly say like, "Oh, let's be in a relationship," I probably will just shoo you away. Like, no, maybe a few years, then maybe I'll probably accept it.
Oh, she's hard to chase. It will take a few years.
I'm doing it because I don't want to get into a relationship anytime soon.
Good.
Yeah. Get yourself a man who waits for you,
I mean,
not some man that just leaves you.
It's true.
Get yourself a man who respects your personal space. Very important as well.
Yeah, especially if you need it for a few years.
My grandma jokingly says, "You're gonna stay single forever."
Choi.
You need love.
Nice man.
I mean, taking cue from whatever she shared, I mean, I don't know what you all think, but if I were to confess to someone, I would want a proper reply. That's one school of thought, right? But I have had friends who say, actually, I really rather, let's say the guy friends, usually the guy is the one who confess. I mean, my experience. Then they will say, actually, I'd rather if she didn't give me a hard no, because if she didn't give me a hard no means I have hope, right? Then I can continue trying like a few times, right? Yeah, so I guess, I think everyone's different, no?
Yeah, so in this episode, I want to know how to correctly,
Respectfully.
respectfully give her a proper answer.
And yet, keep the friendship, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the difficult part.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it'd be awkward sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the friends to lovers thing just doesn't work out. Sometimes it's not like two-way, you know.
Yeah.
But it's cute. And it worked out once, but no. No.
So, adding on that, do you, on an adult perspective, do you have any tips on dating? On relationships?
Tips on dating.
Yeah.
Okay, firstly, back to the confession thing.
Mm.
I mean, for me personally, I've always been very clear. As in, so if a guy tells me he likes me, and if I feel that I'm very sure there's no goal, I will just say no. And I really appreciate the feelings, and I would really like us to be still just friends. Yeah, so I think that is important to let the person move on, right? Have a closure lah. For me, that's it. Yeah, I think that's important. But I also do recognize that not everything is clear cut. Like some people really at that time, they are really not ready or they don't know. So anything might happen later. That's also important. But I think what's important is not to string the person along. It means that if you are very sure no, or you are very sure it's just friends, then you should make it clear that for now we are just friends lah. Yeah, so I think that's important.
I see.
Yeah. Not sure what tips for dating you need. What tips?
I mean, I got what I need.
I mean, I feel for girls, I think it's important to remember that that we are worthy of respect. I think for boys also, I think it's important. I think too many people get into toxic relationships where they are constantly mistreated, but they tell themselves it's okay and they continue. I think it's easy to say that won't be me, but I think I was in one particular quite bad one, and I think I was stuck in it for a while, at least a year, I think. Yeah, when I was in university. And now that I think back, I really have absolutely no idea why I dated that guy, you know. But
that feeling,
that feeling, right? But it's over and it's done. But it's just that, I mean, having been through that, I would like to say that I think it's important that before you even develop feelings of like or deeper love, I think it's important to know the person first, like who the person is, whether the person is a good person. Because sometimes when, especially if you know yourself, everyone is different. Some people like people very easily, some people don't. You get what I mean? So if you're the kind that like people very easily, then it's important for you to be even more careful, because then you before you allow someone to enter your heart, because once the person enters your heart, you become very vulnerable. Yeah, so I think it's important to have respect for yourself and therefore select somebody very carefully. Even if you are not thinking of marriage, even if it's just dating, I think you owe it to yourself to date someone who's good. Yeah, so I think that's important. And there is no YOLO in this. Like, you only live once and therefore date anyhow. I think no.
Don't break up after 3 days or 5 days.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. No, and I think some people think that like break up already, then it's okay lor. I mean, I'm still young, but I can start again. That's true, but having broken up a few times before, every time the scar will stay.
Yeah.
It's not like after you break up and then you move on and I'm happily married. Of course, I'm not thinking about those people anymore, but I'm just saying that it takes a toll on you emotionally. And I feel that it's just not worth it.
Yeah, and then some people let that build up on them and they start
Yeah.
to believe things that whatever their ex said. And then they
Yeah.
get into their head.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And then they just continue to move on to another relationship without actually healing.
Yeah.
Thinking that the relationship will help them out. But it's just going to make things worse.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up with 1 week relationship.
Okay, I've never experienced
But
that.
just now you mentioned toxic relationships, right? How do you find out that you are in one?
Well, I mean, every single. Okay, let's not talk about even just relationship. I think even friendships. I think it just applies to relationships in general. Whether is it friendship with someone of the same gender or not. I think I have my fair share being a grown person. I mean, there are just people in your life, you know, they are there and they have their own issues and they say certain things or do certain things that make you feel put down. And I think that's a very clear red flag for me. Like if someone treats you without respect or someone, I don't know, just says very critical things, but not in the spirit of building you up. It's not like Isaac. You know, why am I calling you Isaac? Isaac is there. Isaac is there. Okay, sorry. Jasper, okay, he's hurt again, you see. Sorry, I'm meeting you for the first time. Forgive me, okay. So, like Jasper, you know, I care for you, so I really sincerely need to tell you, you really should cut your hair.
Thank you.
You know, so anyway, I mean, not like that. I mean, like constantly someone who puts you down. And I think you will agree with me, even friends, there are people who are like that. Because of their own insecurity issues. So to me, that would be something very toxic. That's just one example. I think there are many. There are many.
Okay, but just now you mentioned red flags. What are the red flags that y'all find?
You might want to end with her. Because I think she has a long list.
No, I just don't want to like easily let someone see me, but I hate being seen vulnerable.
Right.
I especially hate that. I've had people who picked on me because I was vulnerable. Like probably like a few years ago, I was a super vulnerable person. I just anyhow let people treat me the way they wanted to. Yeah, so I absolutely hated that stage, but then I didn't want to say anything because if I were to say something, I'll be very emotional. If I'm emotional, I say things that I don't actually mean, and then I hurt the other person. So yeah, I kept thinking about other people and I don't talk about myself. So now I'm like, no, I'm gonna take some time. Yeah.
Have to find a balance,
Yeah.
right? I mean, being vulnerable is important, but also choosing who you want to be vulnerable with.
Yes, that one. I don't want to be vulnerable with the wrong person. Then later they take advantage or something. It's gonna be even more worse.
To me, a red flag is if that person shows equal love to everyone, even you. So
Who's like that?
that's a red flag to me.
I think I know. Yeah, that one. Yeah, very important.
Huh?
Sometimes when you even tell them about it, like,
Uh-uh.
hey, yo, I think you're treating me the same as everyone else, right? They try to like,
Really?
Like,
yeah, there are people who are like
they
that.
show the same love to you and to everyone else.
But they say you are special to them.
Yeah,
Yes.
but they don't show it.
That's so strange, though.
I
But
think
is it
it's
equally nice to everyone, that kind? Like, not very nice person?
that's one type. The other type is the one that flirts with everyone.
Oh. Or flirt, then cannot lah.
That's
That's why you ban. Okay, yeah, there's no. Yeah, okay.
I think for me, I don't have a definite red flag. Because for me, I think that red flags is something that you just set yourself. Like something that you would look out for in a person so that you can like protect yourself from being hurt in a relationship or something like that. It's although there are some people who have similar red flags, but it's just something that is like personalized to
It's
you.
true. It's
Yeah.
true. Because we all have different vulnerabilities lah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like red flags. Everyone has red flags, but
Yeah.
it's about whether they want to show it or not, or whether they are working on themselves to make it better. I like that type of people where they're like I know I have this certain thing about me that's not good, and I want to improve for myself.
Change.
I want to change so that I can provide for you better. That kind of people, that kind of growth and development is important.
See.
Just
I think red flags for me is how you view the person, like what individual personalities inside that person. So like maybe he or she is, not like violent, like wanna try to be a wannabe gangster kind of thing.
Violent,
No.
definitely, yeah, no.
Yeah, definitely no. Other red flags are there, and then you have to set yourself on that. So like, you know that your relationship with this person can last long, but with red flags, it's definitely maybe your relationship will break down now. So cause of red flags.
yeah,
That they
eventually you
won't
reach the
change.
breaking point.
Yeah. So that's all.
Okay.
I think based on whatever we just shared, I just want to, just because you asked me dating tip, I think I thought of one, which is related to this. I think all the way when it comes to dating a relationship, I think the common conversation is what do you look for, right? And then I remember when I was young, I was talking to one mentor of mine, and she told me to write a list actually of my negotiables and non-negotiables. And I thought that was very good.
Oh.
Because there are some things that's just good to have, like double eyelids, handsome. I mean, those are good to have things, but they're not essentials, right? So what are the essentials? And I think it's important to think about this. Yeah, that's one. And then the other thing I wanted to share is also that when we grow up, we always think also about the kind of person we're looking for. But it's also important to ask yourself, am I growing to become the right person for somebody else? It's very easy to say, oh, I want this, I like this, I don't like this. It's like buying vegetable, in the market. I want the best one. But the question is that then are you a nice fruit yourself?
Oh, it's like, are you deserving of that?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's important, especially in your growing up years, to really focus on self-development. Because it's only when you are a very amazing person, then you will attract a very amazing person. And I think that's very real. Right? Because if you are not an amazing person, why would the amazing person want anything to do with you? So I think having that mentality while you're growing up, especially when you're young, in my teenage years, I wish someone told me this, like, stop looking around, work on yourself, Yeah, and I think, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since we have two genders here, we would like to know what are the do's and don'ts on dating, based on your opinions.
Oh, I feel like don't straight go into like, oh, I love you, when it's only like 2 weeks in a relationship or something. At least can you wait a while before you actually go like, oh, I love you? Can you find the right moment and be like, okay, I'm sure that I want to be with this person, and I'm sure that I want to provide for them, and then you don't just anyhow like texting, okay, good night, I love you. That
Like
it doesn't feel genuine.
It cheapens the meaning of love.
Yeah. It sort of makes it feel very worthless. I also don't like it when people say like almost every day. Like, I think if you tell me I love you, probably like occasionally, it feels more special. If you're gonna say it every day, it's like, it doesn't feel special anymore.
Yeah, but this one is really a personal thing.
Yeah,
It's very personal. Some people like to hear it every day.
Yeah.
Never say one day. Why you never say if something happened? Right. So it depends. Yeah.
I guess it depends on my mood also. Sometimes I want to hear it every day. Sometimes I don't want to.
Wow, this one really.
That's why I said I don't want to get into a relationship. That's why I said I don't want to get into a relationship.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a guy thing.
What?
But I feel like guys, I'm not representing guys, but I feel like guys tend to say I love you.
What do you mean?
They
don't say or what?
They don't say I like you. They say I love you.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As in easily?
Yeah.
And they mean it, right? They
Yeah,
feel they
of
mean
course.
it, right? Oh, okay.
We don't use
Do
the
you
word
agree?
like.
I mean, I say I like you, so I didn't say.
Oh. Never mind. It's just.
No, I think it's just you.
I love the word.
You love the word love. Got it. Do's and don'ts?
Can't really think of any. I mean, like, it's like when it comes to do's and don'ts, it's something that you would want to discuss with your partner so that you can like maybe set boundaries and like get to know them better as well through these
Yeah.
do's and don'ts.
Oh, we have a very mature panel. Good job. Good job, Mr. Tan.
Do's and don'ts. Yeah, I agree with Cherie. Do's and don'ts, you gotta set it right with your person you like. Make sure you don't cross the line. Once you do that, it's all game over. And Yeah, don'ts for me. I have one don't. Maybe like, maybe don't be too extreme sometimes.
Extreme.
Like, let me think about this. How about like, being insensitive, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, insensitive is. I mean, I clown around in class all the time.
You what?
I clown around in class all the time. I know there's this one class
You clown around?
yeah,
Clown.
around.
What is that? Oh, clown
Clown.
around.
Yeah,
So what's he doing floating in the clouds? Okay, sorry.
No.
Got it. Okay, clown around.
Yeah,
Yes.
I made myself stand up for the entire lesson without teacher telling me to. So without my without my shoes as well.
Yeah.
Cause it was
yeah.
fun.
What?
my teacher face is like, what?
And then the teacher just stared at me and like, are you okay? Kind of thing. So I feel like I'm not giving that respect enough to the teacher, and I think it also relates to this kind of topic. Yeah.
Oh, is it you want to be yourself without your partner judging you or anything like that?
Yeah, I guess it's
Yeah.
kind of close to that.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's quite embarrassing. Like if you're gonna be yourself with your partner and suddenly your partner just judges you. I feel it will really hurt a lot. And by a lot I mean like legit a lot. Because it's like someone I trusted, then suddenly you're like judging me. Okay, let's say you're assuming that you're insecure about something,
Right.
and then you wear something that
Right.
sort of reveals your insecurity.
And he comments on it.
Yeah, and then suddenly it goes like, oh, you don't look nice in that, or something like that.
Yeah, but
gonna-
that's really just not very nice. I mean, who says that? That is wrong.
There's some people actually do that.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Even in a relationship.
I think go date someone with skinnier arms. Is what
Right?
right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
For me, I think one of the do's is to basically show trust and commitment lah. I mean, in order to love, you must have trust, right? And
Yes.
if not, what is love? Yeah. What
Yes,
is
yes.
love?
What is
What is love?
Then one of the don'ts, I think one of the highest don'ts for me is to just be faithful.
Huh?
Don't
Wait,
be
don't
faithful.
Be faithful, be faithful.
Don't cheat.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
don't
don't
cheat.
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 And what is cheat, right? Treating
Sure.
everyone else the same.
Yeah. There's a link.
Okay.
But then if he treats everyone the same, including you,
He, she.
she, yes, he or she, they, if they treat you in that way, what are you gonna do about that? How are you gonna confront them?
No, that's why I will feel upset if I see like the person I love showing the same love to everybody.
I feel
Even
like sometimes they're
though-
just oblivious to that.
I really have never seen someone like that before.
Really?
Really?
Have you? Sorry, I'm asking someone who's not sorry.
Like, maybe they show like same amount of love, but maybe it's like a different type. But then, like maybe you feel a bit insecure in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they have a term for these people, right? Was it called himbo or something? Basically, a guy that's just very a guy or a girl he just loves everyone. He means it with good intention.
Right.
He loves everyone equally. He's like willing to share his things with everyone. He's always treating everyone kindly.
Willing to share you also.
And then when he gets this significant other, he also treats them like that without realizing.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like those type of people are very precious. They're cute, but then like
But
I need to educate you on some things. The
Mm.
world isn't always a nice place. It makes me want to like sort of protect them. That kind of thing.
sometimes I also send wrong message, wrong signal.
Ah yes,
Yeah.
mixed signals.
So you mean the person, is it?
Yeah, to the other person.
I think that's part of learning to be a bit more mature lah. Like you actually cannot be whatever way we want, and we have to remember the way we behave will send a certain message to the person lah. Right, whether we like or we don't like, or whether this person is special or not. Yeah, I think
Okay. So moving on, what are your opinions on long distance relationships?
I feel like half-half lah. I have to already say my love language: physical touch and quality time. Quality time, okay, maybe you can be on call. Physical touch first. Where's the physical touch?
Cannot receive.
You can touch the computer screen if you want.
I think it matters when it happens. You know,
yeah.
if you start it very early on when your foundation of your relationship is not there, your trust is just starting, then I think
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look around.
Oh, I thought you're like.
No, you get what I mean, right? So I think it's more likely to break down, I feel, with the distance and lack of physical touch and all that.
Yeah.
But I think if it's someone, I mean, I've seen friends survive long distance relationship and they have been with the person for a few years, then the person go overseas study. No problem one. It's fine.
Because they have that trust, that commitment.
Correct. So you don't need to really see each other all the time.
Their base is strong.
Yeah.
Also, I realized something. I know someone. This person and her significant other, her boyfriend, they always were on call every single day. They always texted each other every single day. They even see each other every single day. After a while, I realized that, why is their relationship not working out? Yeah, legit. After a while, they just broke up.
Oh.
And I realized that, if you all are gonna call each other every single day, and by call I mean not like probably like 5-minute call or anything. They were literally on video call for a few hours. They do that. They meet each other every day. They see each other for practically 7 hours every day in school, and they go home. Mostly they go home together. So they did everything together. I felt like, won't you get sick and tired of that person?
I think it's not the sick and tired part. No, I think it's that you feel your life so much with the person that there's nothing left to you. You know what I mean?
You lose the individuality.
Exactly. So relationship is just one part, right? So I'm going to spend time with the guy I'm dating and then maybe meet him a few times a week. If you're in school, I mean, if you're dating someone, let's say I was in uni, I dated the guy. If you see the person every day, it really you need time to be with yourself, with your friends, with your work. That makes you wholesome, right? I mean, pray. I mean, whatever you do, right? Do something else. And then when you come together, you have things to talk about. If not your whole life is each other, then what are you going to talk about each other, to each other? Like, nothing to talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like she was leaving behind some of her individuality.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So I feel like when it comes to this long distance relationship, right, it really depends on how long you've known each other and that trust, that foundation, that base. Yeah.
I mean, if it's early, in my opinion, I would avoid. But if it's like a few years, then I think, I will allow.
Yeah.
Go together lah, that's the best. So fun.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think the most fun part is when the both of you save money and then you're like, okay, I'm going to book a flight ticket to your country. Yeah, I think that's the exciting part.
Yeah.
When you're like, okay, I'm going to save money. And
It's
suddenly
very
you're
hard.
so keen to save
Physical
money.
touch.
That's a romance reading of fan fiction thing coming out, right?
If I could save money, I would actually go meet the person.
So I don't know what actually is long distance relationship. And actually someone explained it to me. It's like, no.
Okay, so basically you meet someone over a social media app, example Discord. You meet them over Discord and you've known each other for
Or
quite
like
some time.
physically distance.
Yeah, you're physically
Oh.
distanced. Yeah.
Oh, that one.
So you're gonna maintain a relationship with the person in the overseas lah.
And that's for me. I think that's gonna be tough for me, but I'll try my best to engage with the person more, like through online calls. To maintain that relationship and stuff. But personally, for me, long distance relationship, for me, I don't think I would cope well with it. I'd rather be in the same school with the person, face to face, get to know a person a lot more better. In class especially.
Okay. So, speaking on different types of love, what are your thoughts on online dating too?
What exactly is online dating? Is it the same as long distance relationship?
No.
Huh?
Long
All- all-
distance relationship is
Online dating as in you just meet the person via some form of dating
Yeah.
app, right?
Then how do you continue a relationship?
You will meet physically lah after that. But you just get to know this person from the dating app. So they have this thing called Coffee and Bagels. I had a friend who met someone there and got married. So it is the one that you swipe left. I mean, if you like the person, then
Basically
you don't
Tinder.
like. Yes. There are now many variations of that.
Wow.
So how do you feel? Actually, I mean, I think when you are younger and you have time to socialize and all that, I think it's less common. But I think I have friends my age. I mean, I'm in my 30s. And also like some of my friends late 20s, they start going on these apps because work can be very consuming. So there's no other way they can meet new people other than the online thing. And I think, I know of people who have dated there and gotten married. It's quite cool.
That's actually
Because
really cool.
they really match the algorithm will match you in terms of what you want, your age, your work, everything.
Oh, that's so.
It's like using a tool to match you to someone who likely will work.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
The algorithm
Yeah.
is.
I mean, some people will say it's extremely unromantic, right? But I mean, come on.
It's cool. It's cool.
I mean, if you go to work only and you are, let's say, a surgeon, I mean, and you're always looking at sick people. I mean, it's kind of hard to meet people, right? You know what I mean? So that works lah. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it'll be romantic to suddenly start hitting up your patients. I don't know, friend or something.
Oh, yeah, I think. Yeah.
I don't trust these dating apps.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I heard of scams and all that.
Yes, I
The
think
catfishing scam.
Yes.
It's
I
a very
believe that
scary
also.
thing to me. I'm very afraid that one day it might just happen to me.
No, I think not at your age. Please don't.
No, I mean
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
no.
I grow up.
When you grow up,
Yeah.
okay. We will see then.
Yeah.
No, but definitely not when you're young. I do not think so. And I think, yes, there's a lot of things to be aware of, especially when it comes to scams and whether this person is genuine and whether the person has an intention to cheat you of money, which I think it's not uncommon anymore. So just be careful. So definitely no, for you all no. MOE says no. I say no.
Underage.
No. Yeah,
Yeah.
the age no. Okay.
So like online dating, I think that's the next level of trust. Because behind the screen, there could really be anyone, like, it could be a 31 grown up man, be like talking to you and like saying those fake messages. And, it's quite a high level of faithfulness. But if you really want to go for it, I suggest like really, really know what is going on and like the awareness.
Yeah, what you're gonna get yourself into if this goes wrong.
So just be prepared of the consequences if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's important whether is it online dating or whatever kind of dating. If you don't know the person very well, I think especially the first few meetups really, really need to be in a public place. I think that's extremely important. Yeah, because I have known of youth who come and share with me, young people who they have gotten sexually assaulted by their dates when they go to places like beaches and all that. Because it's very hard to stop the person, you see. So I think as a safety measure, I think it's always good to meet in the day when there's sunlight and in a public place. I think that's important. It's important. And also I think it's always nice to start dating as a group. People will say it's not romantic, but actually when you meet a person in a group setting, you actually see the person in a different context. There are some people who behave, in fact many people behave entirely differently one-on-one versus in a group. And they behave even more differently in a family setting. Which to me, that's a very important thing. Before I really, really commit to someone, I need to see the way he treats his family. I think that's extremely important.
But I feel like people really do change. Like sometimes in a group setting, they all may seem very outgoing, like very nice. But then suddenly in a one-on-one, right, they have like these deep talks. Or like just very introverted in general. And then suddenly you see them in family setting and then you see how they hate children or anything like that. Yeah.
I think the family part is important because someone who mentored me told me this before, and I thought that was very valuable. She said that, you really need to see how he treats his family, his parents, his mom, because one day you are going to be his family. I mean, right now, as a girl, he's dating you, you are his precious prize, right? Or something he really, but I mean, one day you will be old, and you know what I mean, right? And you will be his family. And how he treats his mom says a lot, I think.
So to end off this podcast episode, I'm gonna ask a very light-hearted question. What is your type?
Oh,
I like it. I like the question.
Just
Don't
when
think
I
of a
thought-
person. Think of the type.
Just when I
Type.
thought I
I
couldn't
know
get
the
more
type already.
flustered.
He
just
knows
suddenly
already.
start.
yeah, but it's the girl I like.
I said don't. We said don't. Okay.
Don't?
No, it's okay. Continue.
Oh,
Type.
Oh, type.
Typify her.
Typify.
Make her a type.
Make her my type.
Maybe like explain what made you like her.
Oh.
Yeah, what attracted you to her?
The type.
Maybe like personality wise, I focus more on the personality and the character is important. But I guess, physical appearance, I guess half. Yes.
So what's her
Yeah.
personality type? I mean, what's her personality like?
She's nice. She's fun.
Okay.
I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we don't want you to say too much also.
Yeah. That's all. That's
Okay.
the two things. Yeah.
Someone who respects people is very important. And even if you're mean to someone, do it jokingly and make sure they're okay. Like okay, some people they say mean things, right? And after that they just leave them. But there are people who say stuff as a joke. And then after they say that, they say, "Are you okay with the joke?" Or like even before saying the joke, they're like, "Are you okay?" Like I feel like people ask for consent. Or people will just respect you
I love
and
that
your
type of
private
people.
space. Yeah.
So a
and-
respectful person.
Yeah, and someone who's willing to check up on you and wouldn't judge you. Basically a listening ear. And someone who's good at comforting. Although I might not be the best at comforting, I can just listen, that kind of people also can.
I mean, for me, I feel like I'll be more of the person who will be a bit more active in the relationship. Like, I'm okay if my partner is not so active. At least, like, I can see that they're making like a effort in the relationship. That's all I need, and they're respectful and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like someone who doesn't leech onto you and actually has their own personal life to like take care of. That kind of person.
But sometimes I also don't mind like clinging people. it depends.
She wants to be clung on to.
I gladly do it.
For me, I 50-50 on looks and personality. For looks, not so important because personality is number one for me. But I think for looks, well, maybe
You want to describe
What?
it? Go ahead.
wear spectacle.
What's in the wear spectacle?
I mean, if wear spectacle, we both struggle the same.
Oh man, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, so funny. Okay, continue.
And then fluffy hair.
What? Floppy hair?
Fluffy.
Hair. What is fluffy hair? Sounds like you're describing a little dog. So cute. Okay, fluffy hair.
Yeah, and then shorter than me. I mean, yeah.
Preferably shorter than you. Alright.
Oh yeah, height preference. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
And have a very beautiful smile.
A nice smile.
Yeah. Whereas for personality type, maybe a sweet, caring one, a hardworking, and basically being passionate about the significant other passion. So for example, I love video editing. So I would love my partner to,
Share the same.
yeah. So maybe he can also take the effort to maybe do a montage of me.
Oh bro.
What is it? Montage of you? Yeah.
Or what if he's not interested in video editing? But he's keen on like learning about it? Will you still like?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
She
Yeah.
has to show some interest in your interest lah, basically.
Yeah, I also must do that also. What?
Yes,
It
of
goes
course.
to-
Yeah, you must return all these things.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I think, my type. Okay, firstly, I think having the same faith is very important to me.
The same?
Faith, like religion.
Oh.
That matters to me because I think it really is very defining of your worldviews. And now that I'm married, I realize it's really very important because that determines the way you bring up your children and the way you look at the world, and therefore the way you prioritize your family, your home, everything. So that's something very important to me. Your value system have to align with mine. Then second thing is, I really need a guy who can intellectually stimulate me. That's important to me. Like, I like a guy who's smart lah. Right? Let's put it
Oh my
bluntly.
god.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
What? Why?
Nothing.
That matters to me a lot, like far more than a lot of things lah. Yeah, I think that matters to me because I would like someone who can sharpen my mind. Yeah, and just someone who has a passion for whatever he loves and he works to have a spirit of excellence. That matters to me because I feel that in marriage it's very important as a wife that I look up to my husband. I would like him to have some drive, you know. Yeah, like if he's passionate about his work, then I will really look upon him and I can be inspired by him as a person, and I think that's important. Yeah, so that we can both move forward in life. That's very important to me.
So basically inspiring each other.
Yes, to grow lah. I think that's very important. So whatever that is, that means to each of us will be very different. Yeah, and of course, yes, listening ear also. Cause I like to talk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
as long as our love language match and our
Yeah,
views and
I feel that.
everything. Like sometimes I view something in a peculiar way.
Mm.
Hopefully he agrees with me, you know, so I don't feel so left out, something like that. So I feel our views, everything like that is also quite important.
I think even if he disagrees, I think it's also important to find someone who you can agree to disagree with. Because there are so many things, like you see my husband and I, we agree absolutely on how we want to bring our children. But when it comes to that situation, right, how do we want to discipline? We totally disagree. So how we manage that is that if I have taken over the disciplining of the child, even if he disagrees, he will just stand back and let me do my thing. And if he really disagrees, then in private he will talk to me and say, hey, Gwen, I really think that whatever you did was not necessary because blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so I mean, that's part of life. Disagreeing is part of life. And as you enter marriage and family life, there will be more and more things you realize you disagree. Even if you agree about the most important things, you can still disagree about the smallest thing, like how to get to that place. So, you know what I mean? So it's learning, I feel, that to take a step back so that you can maintain the peace. I think that's part. Okay, I'm talking about from marriage perspective.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lor.
Okay. We have come to the end of the podcast. So to sum it up, we have learned about the different tips on dating, the meaning of dating, the do's and don'ts, the red flags, and of course our types.
And love languages.
Love languages, yeah.
Yeah, the love languages.
But it's a test. Tell us
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah, I will do later. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you and see you again. Bye bye.